So, this is the diary of a bass player. My name's Deborah and this is the video journal of my career transition. Obviously, the eagle-eyed and eared among you will hear that I've changed the name, and there's a good reason for that. Firstly, the channel is it's now 1 year old. I've been doing this for a year, can you believe it? And we're now, I think, on episode 85. So a lot's happened, and there's still a long way to go. Mainly, I've got to the point now where I can't go back. And I'm about less than 6 months away. 6 months away from closing my psychotherapeutic practice and hoping that this all takes off. And I've now focused my strategy so that it's just Digital City Radio and the 2 bands that I run, providing income streams, and I've really focused on that, so that's really helped. But yeah, we're a year old. The YouTube is a year old, and I thought it was time to reflect and think about the direction of where I'm going. Now, when I went to Ronnie Scott's a couple of weeks ago, I was really delighted to meet Michael Mondesi's brother, Mark, who is a wonderful drummer, very well known. And he and I talked about manifestation and spirituality, and he recommended to me the works of Neville Goddard. And Neville Goddard really talks about the importance of feeling, and feeling as if you already are that which you wish to be. And some of you may remember that I was looking at the Atomic Habits book for really successful people. And the first chapter of that was about saying I am a musician rather than I'm trying to be. And I thought about the title of our little diary here and thinking, okay, so if I'm putting this as becoming a professional bass player, then I'm always in the act of becoming. So in an act of confidence and in sort of tribute to the work of Neville Goddard, I've changed the name of the channel on this yearly birthday to the Bass Player Diaries, because I'm just now going to say that's what I am. I'm a bass player, I'm a DJ, a video diarist, and also advertising sales, but I am a bass player. So these are the Bass Player Diaries. And I've also started doing some professional thumbnails on the top, because I thought I'd treat myself to it. So, what have I been up to? Well, you've caught me having a creative moment, actually. I have uploaded us to both Truly Red and Divine Funk to a local promotions agency called Posh. It didn't really cost me any money for the initial sign up, and this enables me to offer promotions and awareness about things that the bands are doing locally to a local audience. So that's brilliant. And local audience sign up for discounts. So you can now find us on Posh, and I can put all our details up there for our bands. Mark and I have been out flyering. We did Tuesday night, we did Beverley Night where Orifo was playing, and Thursday night I went round Leigh-on-Sea and I put up about 120 posters of Divine Funk and 120 Truly Red posters. Now this weekend is the Leigh Folk Festival. Last weekend, I was down in Old Leigh, dressed in my Las Vegas showgirl outfit, handing out flyers for Divine Funk. And it always reassures me when I go out. When I go out and meet consumers and they love the idea and they're like, yeah, I want a ticket to that. It's not a hard sell, Divine Funk. It's not a hard sell. It's just... It's a lot of tickets to sell. But people, love the idea, really excited about the idea of coming. So this week we're going to be in the town of Leigh, and it's the Folk Festival, and that's why I put all the posters about. Obviously, we're very different from folk, but if you're going out, I remember going to the Folk Festival and just really wanting some excitement to happen in my town. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be on a traffic island, And I've decided to turn the traffic island into Disco Island. So I've gone to Hobbycraft and I've bought this sort of fringing that I'm going to put round the traffic island. And then I'm going to spell out in wooden letters that I'm about to spray paint. I'm just screwing the tops in there. Divine Funk's Immersive Disco. I'm just having to put these little hooks in the top of all the letters. And I bought spray paints because I just don't have a lot of time. I've had this idea for how we can draw attention to ourselves without making a nuisance of ourselves and kind of look like we're a part of the folk festival, like we're supposed to be there, which of course we're not. But, you know, faint heart never won fair maiden and all that. So, yeah, we're going to go out and do that. I've ordered a big stereo, wireless Bluetooth stereo. Now, we normally go out with this tiny little stereo. I think it's in the house and it's like 12 watts, but it makes quite a lot of noise and it's really been very good. But when we've been doing these big flying days, we've been creating a party wherever we're at. And I have a specific playlist that I put on. And usually Dom Chicamo, our percussion guy, he comes along and does it for us. And he's not able to come tomorrow. And I thought, well, actually, I want one of these all of the time so that whenever I'm going out flying, be it Truly Red or Divine Funk, I've got the option of creating a party and a little moment there wherever we are when we're giving out the flyers. So that's arriving today. I've got to make sure that's fully charged. I've also got to put my, oh gosh, I'm going to put a link to my radio show underneath the show today. Obviously, I am using the Neville Goddard. I am a musician and presenter, not a DJ. And I thought when I started a show at Digital City Radio, I thought at some point something's going to go wrong here. And it did this week. We had 10 minutes of dead air. My fault. There was a fader that should have been up that was down. I'd done everything else that I was supposed to do. And that one I just hadn't got right and I couldn't work out where it was. What a lovely team though. The team, there's always a member of staff listening in from Digital City Radio, even though it's like a community station and no one is paid to do that. There's always someone listening in and immediately they're like, you're right, what's wrong, what's happened? But no one was aggy or you're letting us down or anything like that. They were just so supportive. Are you okay? What's happened? You know, can we help? So nice, and we managed to put it right really quickly, and I was back on air and that was fine. And instead of being stressed about it, I was actually quite philosophical. Like, do you know what I mean? That was going to happen. I expected a whole first radio show full of mistakes and there weren't really any, but I didn't think, oh, that's it, this is so easy. I knew this was going to happen. And lo and behold, it has. And I just thought, even as it was happening, I thought, well, you know, this is not my fault. No one's died. It's 10 minutes of dead air. It's not ideal. It won't happen again. And it's sorted out. When I load my show up on Mixcloud, and I'll pop a link in the comments below so you can listen in, I'll just cut that bit off the front so you won't get 10 minutes of dead air. Last thing before I head off on this very hot day, it's so hot that my youngest son, who's still in school, was off school today. They shut the school because it was so hot, and he just came in here. And obviously I've got, let me see if I can show you. I've got, can you see that? Divine Funk's Immersive Disco is gradually being spelt out on the floor. So he sat down beside me, making rude words out of Divine Funk's Immersive Disco. And you can imagine you've got like quite a few with funk. So yes, I'm just about to finish up and go in and cook the tea and then get this all ready for tomorrow. But just before I go, I'm uploading my show to Mixcloud. We are number 4 in the global acid jazz chart. which is wonderful. I was really pleased about that. And there's a lot of recommendations on that show from my friends at Talking Low. And that's probably why, because we're all big into jazz, and I have a sort of slant on the pop and disco music that I choose. So, you know, onwards and upwards. Anyway, you have a lovely, lovely weekend, and I will be back on Tuesday to tell you how, and hopefully I'll try and get some photos of Disco Island. And also Tuesday, I will be visiting an accountant. Now, the Duke is an accountant, but I've decided that I don't want to argue or get irritated with each other. So I'm going to have a meeting with an outside accountant and just talk things through and understand and make sure I'm doing everything correctly, because I think what would not be fun would be to be in trouble with HMRC. So yeah, you have a lovely weekend, and I will be back on Tuesday. Take care.